I think it's time, people. I think it's time we address the elephant in the room. I think it's time to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one thinking about this because Chelsea Football Club has been pissing me off as of lately as a whole. Now, I want to address two main things that have been pissing me off when it comes to Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to start with Maresca, and then I'm going to talk about the directors and the board and just the owners as well being included in there. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We are on our road to 2K and like the video, of course. Now, Maresca, this guy here, where do I even start? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to make it nice and quick. But where should I start, or where do I start? When it comes to Maresca, I think every Chelsea fan, we did like what he was talking when he was addressing the media, talking about his tactics and talking about how he didn't want certain players at the club because he didn't think they'll suit his system or style of play. He came in, he said, this player, I don't want him. This player can go on loan. This player can be sold. And we're like, okay, cool. Some of the players he said he didn't want in his style of play, or he didn't think they'll suit his style of play. We didn't agree to them, or maybe some. But then we're like, okay, we like the coach that actually has a voice and actually knows what he's trying to do. And one of the things that he kept on saying was, because remember, we were being accused of having 40, 30, whatever players. And he said, listen, as much as I have this many players, whoever trains well should play. And whoever performs well will play the next game. And if you don't train well, you don't play. If you don't perform, you don't play. Now, I don't know what's happening. He's been calling players like Reece James saying they need to mature more. They need to be more of leaders. He was calling players like Madueke saying that he needs to do more. He was benching Madueke because he wasn't playing well. There was even a time when he was benching Enzo Fernandez because, again, he wasn't playing well. That's the time when we were using more of Lavia and Caicedo. So there is a time where he was calling a bunch of players, which fairly so. They were not performing to his standard. He was calling the likes of Kowiwe as well, saying he needs to act more like a leader. He needs to lead that back line. So fairly so, because again, they were not playing well. Christopher Nkunku, he calls him every time. João Felix, he doesn't play because he said he doesn't really believe in him. He trusts Cole Palmer, and fairly so. But the problem is, when you have a goalkeeper like Robert Sanchez who keeps making mistakes after mistake after mistake, I don't give a shit how he's training. Because the results on the pitch are not matching with whatever he's doing at the ground. If he's training well, then fairly so, but then he's not performing well. I don't care if a player trains well. We care more about what the player does on the pitch. Now, for the past couple of games, every Chelsea fan, let me say this. Every Chelsea fan have seen Sanchez playing during Pochettino era, even when he was at Brighton, and we never wanted him anyway. That signing here shocked everyone. Why did we have to go for Sanchez and loaning Petrovic, who was actually doing well? Now, okay, fine. Maybe you needed to see him yourself. So you saw him during preseason playing like shit. In season now, we are 22 games in, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's still playing like shit. He keeps making us lose games. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been maybe one or two games that he had actually helped the team. I can think of the Bournemouth game. I can think of the Nottingham Forest game. Who could have lost that game if it weren't for Robert Sanchez? Now, we give him that. He's supposed to do that. But he has let us down more than he has actually done good for us. Why are you not substituting him? Why are you keep playing him? We have a goalkeeper in Jurgensen. Now, we don't actually know whether Jurgensen is good enough to be Sanchez's replacement. But the only way we're going to know that is by giving him a chance. We can't judge him by him playing in the Conference League. It's not good enough. We need to see him. I think in this Premier League, we've only seen him once against Southampton. Again, we can't really judge him that game because he never really got tested. Why don't you give him a chance? Does this guy knows that he's now coaching for Chelsea? He's a manager of Chelsea Football Club. Now, we might have changed the ownership, but the fact that you signed 5-year contract, it doesn't guarantee you 5 years. Go and ask Graham Potter, will tell you that 5-year is just a piece of shit you signed. But if you don't bring results, you're going to get sacked, mate. This is the biggest job of your life you've gotten so far. How about you do the right thing? How about you stop? Because you can get sacked and Sanchez can stay in the club. Of course, you can go on to have more jobs, but who guarantees you to have bigger job than Chelsea? So, mate, you can get sacked any day. Now, let me address the board. Let me address the directors. Let me address the ownership. Egbali and Todd Bowley. Listen, when you bought this club, one thing that was clear to us was that you were going to try and make money by buying and selling players. And now that's okay. But you also said you were not going to forget the players for the first team. Now, when we went and bought Pedro Neto, we were very happy because we thought, oh, you bought someone that is more mature and experienced in the Premier League that can actually help us to, obviously excel. And then you went and you got Tosin for free. We thought, okay, you're looking for experience. And then you went and got Jadon Sancho. Not so much the experience, but okay, we thought, all right, it's not really the 19, 18-year-old kids that you've been buying. So cool. But the way we're looking or the way we're going right now, it just seems as if like you're prioritizing buying kids. We were in the transfer market. We are in the transfer market right now. And every player Chelsea is linked with are 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. Aren't you tired of buying these kids? How many more players under the age of 20 are you going to keep signing? Okay, fine. You can go with your business model. When we wanted a striker, you went and then you were speaking to Osimhen. What happened to that deal? Because I don't see anything right now. But you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing us getting linked with Garnacho. Garnacho, Tell me something that Garnacho would do to help the team right now that no one in the team as of current is not doing or is not capable of doing. Tell me what Garnacho would do that João Felix cannot do. And I know João Felix is not really a winger, but I'm pretty sure if we play him in that position, he can help the team. Okay, fair enough. Sancho needs help on the left wing because Mudryk is there. But tell me something that Tyreek George will not do that Garnacho can do. For the past 6 games, the matches, the way we were playing and losing and drawing games, tell me something Garnacho would have come on as a substitute or started and actually do different. Tell me, because the way I look at it, we are lacking good players in our defense and we need a center back. And of course, you called Chalobah. Fine, we're happy with that. But we need more. Again, we are lacking goals up front. Jackson keeps missing chance after chance after chance. Is Garnacho going to actually unlock Jackson to score goals? Is Garnacho going to play as a 9? Why are we linked with Garnacho or all these other 16, 17-year-old players? Why? That's something I want to understand and something I want to know. What's wrong with the club? Listen, man, I think I speak for every Chelsea fan right now. We are not happy. Not for the fact that we are drawing games, because the fact that we drawing games and losing games we're supposed to be winning makes me fear, because we have players like Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer. These players, Caicedo, would not want to keep playing for Chelsea. We need to be in the Champions League. They want to compete on the highest level. Now, if you keep giving them 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, they're going to end up leaving the club. Yes, I know they've signed maybe 10, 15 years or year contract. We don't give a shit. If they want to leave, they can leave. They can leave. And trust me, if you put a player like Cole Palmer on the market, best believe me, so many clubs, including Real Madrid, will come for him. We're going to end up losing our touch. So yeah, man, we need to see a change. Hopefully from now on in this transfer window, you're going to buy us someone that we can actually say, okay, we needed this player. Not just looking to sell, not just buying to sell. Tired of this shit. How about you buying to win? Not just buying to sell. Anyway, people, that's just what I wanted to say. But hey, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.